There we go. How are we tonight, everyone? I'm excited. We have webcam locals. And let's go ahead and grab a set for us to watch. Okay, let's see. I always flip this on the wrong one. There we go. We have round one started here. At the bottom we have Insane Girls, and at the top we have Fox. Two players. Honestly, I'm really excited to see what this new format has to bring for us. I know EX3 is like one of those small holiday sets, but it's always fun to see what new little stuff gets shaken into the format, right? But we have Gallantmon on the bottom. On the top we have an Upa Hatch. And there's like two blue decks that are valid in the format I can think of top of my head. Technically three if you include some older stuff, but we see the Veemon, so that means we're seeing an Armor and or Imperial deck at the top here by Fox. And this is with the new restriction list in effect also. So if you guys can't remember, that's the... Oh, actually it is Ulforce. But the hits are Dorugray, Sunrise Buster, Cross 4, so Shotmon X4, along with Calling from Darkness. All are in effect for this tournament, all being put to a 1 of now for the respective decks. But with the addition of the new Guilmon package, we are able to see players trash cards from their deck more quickly now, thanks to the purple Guilmon line. Helping getting to those 10 in trash you really want for your Gallantmon effects, or increments of 10, I should say. Because depending on which Gallant line you run, it can be slightly different. But how's everyone in the chat doing tonight? I know there's lots of exciting EX3 decks. D-Brigade's going to be something I'll be building here whenever our case arrives. I know girlfriend enjoys the deck a lot. Yeah, got 14 people playing tonight though, so we are in our third prize run. Just super exciting. Yeah, so we see the Veedramon is in Raising. I believe that's the starter deck one there. But the whole gimmick of Ulforce, if you guys aren't aware, is basically to create a single Mon stack that will be suspending and restanding, thanks to use of tamers that will suspend to restand the Ulforce Veedramon. So common things you'll see is you'll see V-Tamer Tai, you'll see Rena, you'll see Sojo. I think those are the main ones, and then for Fixer, you could see the blue mat Fixer. And first check for the Veedramon is the Gallantmon there. taking him down. So we're going to be short basically a stack now. So our level 4 stack did crash there. But if you guys have not been to my stream before, welcome. I'm EagleX. This is my webcam circuit series. This is tournament number 7. People are competing for an invite to the circuit finals, where there is a cash pot along with some other prizing thrown in there as well. And we are using the new BT10 EX3 format tonight, where honestly I think there's a pretty good diversity from a quick glance of decks. Do have some really inspirational decks tonight. That might be something I enjoy showing off to y'all. So what decks are you guys all excited for tonight? Is there something you guys want to see on the stream tonight? Because I'll do my best to find it. Because I do see a little bit of everything tonight. And we see the Gen Con Gallantmon there. Say, get the trophy card, play the trophy card. I absolutely love that. Then we're just going to get Guilmon, search for more of the Guilmon line, bot deck in the rest of the cards. There's no Takata to pick up in addition to it. But there's a very strong chance that this is Ulforce Jelly also, because I know Jellymon works with the Ulforce line rather well, because you give jamming to the stack, and you get a free Tamer to suspend, which is a free restand. But I have the official list of Digimon erratas for EX3 pulled up. I know EX3 wasn't the best quality control set, but it's still a really fun set. Because Dragonic Roar has so many cool synergies. I love the official Mega Zoo, I guess you would say, supported set with Dragon Links. I know that's a really popular one for people. But we have the Ulforce bling on top. We got the Gallantmon bling on bottom. I will say people love their respective deck and Digimon archetypes. We got the Sojo, we got Memboost, we got 2 arenas set up, and things are looking really good for Ulforce with the memory. And then just saying, hey, you got your Sojo proc, I have a Guilmon without a source here. So for security, for Ulforce to go through when they have effectively, I believe, 5 memory to work with. I don't believe Rena gives any memory or cost reductions to the line. You can double check that here. Yeah, I know she does DP buffs and tutoring. Yeah, she doesn't do any memory fixing effects or cost reductions. So you basically have to make it work on the stack here. And there's no Ulforce X antibody in the current format, but I know there is one in the future, so you could see the X antibody option do some really cool swing and digivolving effects. I don't think it'd be anything that would keep turn from what they have either in Japan. No, we're going to make a big Vidramon here. And then we'll proc Sojo. We're going to strip 2 sources on that Gallant stack. And we find another Gallantmon insecurity. The DP buffs aren't enough here. Paying 3 memory, we're going to see a Vmon come down. Then for 4, we're going to warp to the Ulforce here because there is a level 6 on field. And it will be Curl's turn here. Having 3 Mons on the board and Gallantmon, things are, yeah, going to be taken for the game there. And we'll be going on to game number 2 of Ulforce versus Gallantmon. 2 different Royal Knights duking it out. Yeah, I do think with the hits across, though, we're going to have a pretty diverse format, because I don't think it's going to be oppressively favored for one deck besides Bloom Hydra. That's going to be the only deck I expect to see overrepresented. But also, it should have a good conversion on top of that. YouTube link? Yeah, I got you. I got you. I know you guys can't see here, but we got our little fat gat here on my lap. She likes joining me for these tournaments, being my little streaming buddy here. But you might see her pop up. Anyways, game 2 is underway. We have a strong opener with the rookie already, and it looks like maybe a level 4. Yep, we got the XV level 4, strong jamming base, and I believe the Ulforce line is technically with the free trait. So I think you actually do get jamming all the way up the stack. No, he's not. He's a vaccine mega, so he's not free. But it's good for the base with the XV. And we got the Sistermon Blanc come down, pitch a card, draw 2. Honestly, one of the most splashable cards we've had recently from, that's not Deathlix, I should say, is the Sistermon Blanc, because there's so many decks that can utilize the trash well. Gallantmon being one of them, as they can play Guilmons and Takatos from trash. Another deck that uses trash really well is Bealstar, which, if you saw recently, topped Nishi Fest, and they use, I think it was 2 Blancs. Just because it's a great way to cycle through your deck, get cards in trash you want there, and build up the synergy you want to go towards your playstyle. And we see another Vmon slam down here for 3, and it looks like we're going to be getting some rushes going here. Try to put on all the pressure before Gallantmon's able to build up and start threatening, or putting a real board presence, I should say. Because the Sistermon can't even swing over the XV here. Yeah, I want to adjust the mic a little bit. There. But we do see Crimson Blaze come down here for 4 memory, popping the Vmon and XVmon. Thanks to Red and Raising and 2 Mons on field, the cost is reduced. We have a Vmon and Raisin again, so no worries. I think almost all level 4s you want to run in an Ulforce deck do cost 2 to go into. We're going to get Arena down here. We're going to be tutoring our top 3, picking up that Veedramon. I see more people are joining us. Welcome, welcome. I'm EagleX here, and we have our Webcam Circuit Series tournament number 7 here. Bottom, we have Insane Girls Curls playing Gallantmon, and at the top we have Fox playing Ulforce. But Curls took game 1 here. And it was really hard because I don't think we saw level 5 at all from Fox here, or in the last game. And the board that just got wiped from a Crimson Blaze. We do have that Ulforce and Raising, or not Ulforce, Veedramon and Raising, so we can counter choke our opponent at 1 memory here. We do see the War Growl here. When Digivolving, I believe it's milled top 3. And then you get to play a Tocado or Guilmon from trash. Ideally, you want Tocado because he will be giving Blitz to your stacks. As you have awkward Evo costs of like 4 memory, 3 memory, 4 memory a lot of the time. So utilizing a Blitz will actually let you extend your turn and perform the actions you really want to get. Get all the value you really want, I should say. We see Veedramon swinging that security here. I believe it's going to be roughly 6k. Not fortunate tonight. We're finding all the high level mons here, as not able to find level 5s, it looks like. So they do have the 5 security to work with here. We do see the V-Tamer tie coming down for 2 memories, it looks like. And then we see the Ice Wall choke at 1. If you swing, you will be passing turn. But that Tocado giving Blitz will help out. Hey, how's it going tonight, Nico? Excited to watch some games tonight? I think it looks fun. We have a little bit of everything brought tonight, so it's not going to be over-representing one deck, from a quick glance at least. Just kind of peeking, seeing what else everyone else has tonight. But yeah, it's going to be a fun content night for sure. So I think everyone will be excited to see all the different decks. Yes, yes, you're hyped. That's awesome. Yeah, every time they've dropped a set, it's given a really fresh breath of air for what the format currently is to break the staleness. Because, like, hybrid format, that was a very long, stale format. I know people weren't fond of it. The interaction is kind of lackluster. The dual color stuff, though, in New Awakening, that was super fun for drafting. And we see a Death X down here. We're going to Digivolve and pop everything on the board. Talk about a powerful staple in the game. But with 7 memory, you're able to build a pretty scary Gallantmon stack in Raising also. But it looks like we're going to opt for some consistency here as we're missing a piece. You're learning how to play Melga X. Nice. Melga X is a super solid deck right now, and I don't see it going away. Like, Hydramon will be unfortunate to go against if they have their board set up. But other than that, I think Garuru is in a super, super good spot, and it won't go away anytime soon. Because it's really just like you're going to outpace Bloom Hydra, I feel, a lot of the time. But if Bloom Hydra gets set up, it's going to be a really rough spot. So you got to punch in pretty fast. But it looks like we see another Tamer set up to pick up a purple Digimon and or option from Trash. Very creative use in this format for Gallantmon, as you got some of the red-purple stuff. So you have some targets you can pull, and help me color requirements if you're trying to cast options too. But we know we're going to be fixed to 3 next turn thanks to the Fixer. You can go into your level 5, and then you can crack the Mem Boost if you need to, and effectively go up to a level 6 and Blitz thanks to Takado in the same turn. But the Death X is going to make things difficult to basically keep a board alive. And we see the Death X lives the security check to the Guilmon. Now, just a miscellaneous thought. If they had a blitzing type of tamer for Old Force, the deck might be I would actually argue the deck could be a lot better. Because if we're able to do a warp and keep turn after you restand and gain a memory, it'd be pretty nice. And the Vmon will live to the 1k Guilmon insecurity here. Welcome everyone to the stream. I see we've added quite a few people to the stream. Excited to host tonight's tournament. I'm Eagle X. If you guys haven't been here before, welcome. But this is game 2 of round 1, Gallantmon versus Old Force. And we're seeing a rather close game, I'd say. We're slamming Vmons. We are rookie rushing Gallantmon here. The only thing I would be scared of is we have seen him use a Crimson Blaze in the deck. So Crimson Blaze will super punish this board setup. Because it'd be effectively 1 memory, because you have the Takado if you choose to suspend him. Now it's effectively free if he has a second Guilmon, or not Guilmon, Takado to play from Trash from the level 5. Yep, there's a second Takado. We are cracking the memory boost here. So my guess is we'll probably see a Gallantmon coming out blitzing. Yeah, thanks that Wargrowl X's. effects, we're able to get the board basically taken care of for very little effort. And then we see the Gallantmon X antibody. See, the deck is almost gone, but we're going to see the Gallantmon swing, or not swing, but get some trashing effects in here. And now we're getting a count on cards in trash, because I bet you we're going to see a Gallantmon Crimson mode come in here. As we've been kind of holding out this game, we've been milling our opponent a bit. And we see the Crimson mode for 6 memory here, blitzing thanks to the effect of Tocado. We will be trashing, I believe it's going to be roughly top 2. Yeah, top 3, getting the 4th in as a check. Opponent is put to 3 memory. Unless you have hybrid shenanigans or a way to remove the Gallantmon stack, which I know you have Cocytus in the deck, because we did see that bot deck from Arena Search earlier. Might be a little rough. So what is everyone most excited for this set deck-wise? I know there's a lot of decks people are excited for. D-Brigade's super fun. Dragon Links is super fun. And there's a few variants of Dragon Links also. Obviously we see Gallantmon here. I don't think there was a whole lot from the old Force player of new stuff. We do see a Cocytus Breath getting rid of the stack here. So the game may not be over yet. So we remove the main threat on the board. Unless we see a random hybrid. Which I don't think you would try to run a hybrid in a Gallantmon deck. But realizing that this is a rough spot to be in. You gotta get one check here. And if Old Force basically comes out, it's going to be game. But there is 6 memory to work with here. You made Beelzemon and Hydramon. I'll be honest, I'm excited for the new Beelzemon stuff. I don't say that a lot. It's not the fact that I don't like Beelzemon. I've never felt like the deck was super good until we saw this new X antibody stuff. The starter deck was cool, but the X antibody is what gets me excited. But choking the opponent at 1 memory here, getting a wide board. If he's able to delete the Guilmon somehow, he actually would win the game by deck out if he passed his turn. So I don't think there's a way to get a cheap restand. I know you got stuff that synergizes with the deck, like I think you got like a funny 5 cost option. I haven't seen it in a while. But, and then Hydramon though, like you're saying, you built Hydramon deck. It's really good too right now. Mainly when you pair it with Bloomlord, you can make a big vegan deck. That's why I call it. And your full board is full of vegetables. You gain all the memories for all your effects. You love the hybrids. I'll be honest, I think the hybrid mechanics were cool. I like them a lot. It's just hard to interact with them. But I can see them adding mechanics in the future that would deal with it a lot better. But it looks like we are saying that is game here. No, he couldn't attack with it because he slammed it down. His Crimson mode stack got bounced with Cocytus, putting him to 6. So he evoed a stack and raising, played a Growlmon, and then digivolved into the War Growl. So you can't ignore the summoning sickness per se. It does give Blitz, but it doesn't bypass the Summoning Sickness, per se. So it doesn't give you Rush, also. It just gives you Blitz. It's kind of like the quirky interaction. Oh, it's all good. No worries, no worries. It's like the quirky interaction of going Dark Dramon for 3 memory and then trying to go into a Chaos Mon where you Blitz and attack a suspended Mon. You can't do that because the Rush isn't brought over to the new Mon. Yeah, no worries, no worries. Yeah, okay. I will be right back, y'all. But go ahead and drop it in the comments. What do you want to see this upcoming round? Because we got a little bit of everything tonight, and if you guys want it, more than likely I can pull it up. It's always nice to take a quick run and get some water in between rounds. Yes, we saw you, Curls. We saw ya. Don't worry. It was close, that game, too. I was telling chat, like, he just needed to wait to pop the Guilmon. He actually could have won, because he would have forced a mill. But blue doesn't really have popping effects, though, to punish that. It was really cool. 2 Royal Knights? 2 Royal Knights duking it out. You know, I should make a scene where it's just like my face and me talking, you know? Yeah, you told him it was the Royal Knights duking it out. Okay, there you go. You guys can hear me now. I'm a little scrub when it comes to stuff. I'm making this on the fly too, because I realize I don't have a scene where you can see my face as I talk. Because like I have the intermission phase where it's like in between rounds, you know. Yeah, I'm learning. I'm learning. I got there, curls. I got the mic. Yeah, I built this. I built this in like 3 seconds. But yeah, like it was really cool. I love seeing the Royal Knights go against each other. Where's the Kip cameo? Kip is asleep on a pillow right now, so we're going to keep the cat asleep while she's not being rowdy, I guess you would say. But I'm excited. We have lots of really cool deck profiles people brought tonight. And I know people are excited to compete for Circuit Invite for points as well. But yeah, we have most of our sets finished here, and I imagine a lot of them are probably wrapping up. Here. So have you ever seen someone who's not experienced with Streamlabs try to make a scene or a layout? Because that's what you're going to see me do here. Here, let's add a color source. Not color source, but I want to add a background, right? Could have sworn there's a way to add a color background, but I'm struggling real hard right now. But yeah, we are in between rounds 1 and 2 though. We're just waiting for the last two sets to wrap up here. I do expect them to wrap up pretty quickly though. Yeah, and if you guys have not seen yet, I actually can show this off. Pull it up. I need to get a second monitor real badly. That's one thing I really need to do, because that would help these out a lot more. But if you guys do not join or pay attention to my socials, YouTube or Discord mainly, I think it is called Intermission here. Change the screen capture. But if you guys haven't seen, I do run weekly tournaments, and this upcoming week I have a tournament on Sunday. I have it open Sunday for November 20th, starting at noon. I know a lot of people said Tuesdays are hard for them to make it, so I tried opening up a second day where we can have events, and this is part of the circuit series. So our normal pricing will be applied as follows. But I think it's going to be really exciting. I don't think we had many people register yet because I just put this up today. But it is something else that is up there, so if you guys are interested, feel free to check it out. I do these every week on Tuesday. And I know we're going to have a fun format coming up soon, just to change it up. But we'll probably do 2 more weeks of EX3, do a special format where it's either like a BT old format, or we do like commons and commons only, or even chosen ones, just depending on what the community really wants, though. Yeah, okay. But yeah. So for anyone who's chilling in the chat here, what is your favorite format you've played in so far in the game? I know a lot of people love BT4. Some people love the older BT formats. I know for me, BT4 hit a really good spot. 1.5 hit a great spot. BT5 though, I wasn't fond of the Lord Knight format. It wasn't as fun as I thought it would be. Let's see, pairings. Feel like our control decks have finished already. So our sets we have going on still. I guess that's pretty heavy control deck there too. Yeah, I'm actually surprised. You started at the end of BT10, or you started end of BT8. Yeah, OTK format wasn't people's favorite. The one thing I liked about the format was Wargrey X. Because Wargrey X, I will say, one of my favorite decks I've actually played in the game. I love building up the giant stack and doing roughly 4 checks, then doing a Blitz Omni into Omni X combo. You're able to really lock out a lot of opponents, especially if you have that Greymon protection, because it applies to the Omnimon also. So it's just like a natural way for me to like play the game, because I like stack building decks a little bit more now. I loved control in the earlier formats. That's why I love Shine Gray. Security control in BT4 was really fun because it's very tempo oriented, and you're clearing the board. While you clear the board, you're swinging, chipping damage, and when you're chipping damage, you're ideally healing. Yeah, we have just about, it's 10 minutes left in round. I didn't really want to start a set that was mostly finished, because I saw a lot of people reporting 1-1 already, or 1-0s. But I'm expecting probably 4 rounds tonight with the number of participants we have. Coming from Yu-Gi-Oh! OTK just appealed to you? Yeah, that's fair. I mean, different card games have different play styles. And I'll be honest, I've actually been getting into watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos lately. You don't hear that a lot. You don't hear about people getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! It's typically people escaping Yu-Gi-Oh! To get into another game, right? But like, something Digimon does great is almost everything is super affordable. There's very few expensive staples. And when I say expensive staple, we're talking like $40. That's like a Magnet Angemon. Death X is the one exception to that, but it's a secret that's very splashable. So like, it makes sense in my mind that it costs so much. You love watching Yu-Gi-Oh! And just don't like playing it now? That's fair. I mean, like, I know they're in a pretty rough format right now. It's like basically tier 0, right? Because I think it's issues the tier elementals. I know tier elementals are really strong right now. But it just seems like a very consistent deck in the game where you shouldn't be that consistent with that many resources. Yeah. I will be right back, y'all. And we'll check in. I'll have round 2 pairings up here next time you see my face. I know my mic's on. Don't worry. I said you won't see my face. I'm checking. It's supposed to have my case in of EX3. So I'm just checking where it's at. I know people made comments about the keyboard before. Some people like the keyboard ASMR. Others just don't care. Yeah, so it should be here by 7 o'clock. Got like 4 minutes until the package should be here. Has EX3 in it. Yeah, no, it hasn't came yet. It was supposed to come yesterday, but there was no apartment number, so the UPS guy just yeeted the package back at me. Or back to the facility. But it's out for delivery, it says now. So I've been keeping an eye out looking for it. Yeah, it looks like our last table's reporting here. So we'll have round 2 up here in a second. Or in a moment, I should say. So they got 2 minutes. I see 1-1. My guess is probably won't be able to finish a set, like, or a game in 2 minutes. So it might have to be a tie here. patience there. We were just getting the tie put in. Yeah, Mastamon versus Black War. They're very good decks. They're a little slower though, so it's going to happen. But it doesn't. Yeah. It's good they pay you well. I'll be honest, if it doesn't arrive tonight, I'm not going to die. I can live. I just want to rip open product, you know? Build some new decks. First person to say something they want to see will end up seeing it. So name a deck, y'all, and I'll find it. So I'm looking here, trying to find something new, someone we haven't seen yet. You know, I think this might be a fun set here. Hello, are you cool if I stream your set? Oh, he just finished his set. I started a little fast, but there's a few extra minutes to get to tables and move in between rounds. I gotta fix the screen capture here. There we go. Just waiting on the second person pop up here. Okay, you got 5 minutes from round start, so if they don't show up in the next 4 minutes, give me a ping and it'll be game one. Okay. Figure we at least get a game showing. But here we are. At the top, we got Margarito. At the bottom, we have Spent Spark. Both are regulars here to our webcam events. And both of them are really strong players. They both have had a few victories before. I believe Spent Spark just won Mario Gaming World's Midnight Tournament he had the other night. So I'm excited to see what he has to bring. But we have D Brigade versus Bloom Lord, or Bloom Hydra. If you guys aren't aware, Bloom Hydra is what I call the vegan deck. I call it the vegan deck because everything is a plant or vegetation. And the whole concept of the deck is suspending your guys and playing out free bodies to gain advantage, and then you go into the Hydramon and Bloom Lord and you either get a bunch of checks or you get a bunch of memory and then extra chip, or a bunch of memory. But picking up the Pamumon to deny any special summons is actually awkwardly good against Commandramon, as you attempt to special summon your guys, but you can deny it with the Pamu. Well, that was the pick up from the Palmon there. But we're going to see D Brigade do D Brigade things and start rushing at the security. And we are pulling the new Commandramon here. I believe this is one that has Decoy. But we're just filling up the board here. Similar to what Bloom Hydra is just doing, except you're more aggressive with it in Commandramon. Like, you are pushing with the rookies rather than pushing with your bodies to suspend and go into your 5s and 6s. But getting that Pamu down is going to be really good in this matchup. Unless they have an answer for the level 3, the Commandramon Rare won't be able to pull anything. And now it's creating this awkward scenario of like, do you really want to swing with it? But we know the Decoy Commandramon is, and we find a Shivamon there. Shiva is a respect for security control style decks, as security control could probably be built really well to, I wouldn't say counter Bloom Hydra, but hurt it for sure. Yep, so got the deletion. We still have to reveal top 5. You just can't, or not top 5, top 3. You just can't special summon. I don't think there's a pull target there. It was quickly gone over, but more so irrelevant per se. But we will play the Guru to pitch a Cyborg and then draw 2. Cyborg and or machine, I should say. But this is almost looking like a Rookie Rush matchup, right? You just see a bunch of low-level guys out. 1 security left on Bloom Hydra, but then we see D Brigade. It's pretty healthy on security. But their board is essentially gone. But thanks to the Samad Santi, that Hagurumon will stay suspended here. We find a Bloom Lord in security for that last check. Now we just gotta find a way to get another check in to take the game, but the Samad Santis might make it awkward or difficult, especially if we see a level 5 Cherrymon come out here. There's no Pamu, so we're going to put that rare Commandramon down, as he will be able to get value here. And start of turn, when you unsuspend a Digimon, the Argomon egg will give a memory, kind of fixing the awkward 2 memory threshold to 3 memory. But we're seeing a bunch of Weedmons, and there's not Digibursting effects in this deck. He's just saying, I got the 6s, I have nothing to do here. That is unfortunate. And it's going to be a scoop to go to Commandramon for game 1. But that is a few level 6s in that hand. Like, I know you're level 6 heavy, but that's just unfortunate. But that's like a benefit of playing Commandramon in rush decks, that like your consistency is just seeing guys. You don't have to worry about which guy it is, because you'll be able to play the game most of the time. Like, unless your opponent's playing a very control heavy deck, yeah, we're going to pile shuffle here. But yeah, 2 decks that got very refreshed this format though in EX3. Bloom Lord adding the Hydramon package, and Commandramon adding the brand new just D Brigade package, because you got a whole new line of everything. They all do various things. You get Rush, you get Jammy, you get an extra rookie. Oh yeah, that's like a green symptom. Like, green is the color that is most awkward with bricking, but I think it's... I know it's not like intentionally saying you're gonna brick if you play green. Like, it's not how they designed the game. But it's like kind of the fallback for having really cheap Evos. It's like they're the deck that's meant to turbo up the fastest, but if you don't see your pieces, it's going to be a rough game. But it is nice seeing green in the spotlight for a bit. That isn't just like a Grandis OTK still. I know a lot of people like the freshness of the game. But we do have moles here, so we'll see if either player takes a mole. And no moles are taken here. So we're going to start with the Argo Egg. And then play a Palmon for 3. Palmon is one of the tutoring cards of this deck, as basically the whole deck is a fairy, vegetation, or plant that you can pull. And Sunfalmon is a way to basically build your board. But if we see, we've got the Rookie and Raising, if we see like 2 rookies slammed here, that's already putting Commandramon in a great spot. But we're just going to see the Pride Memory boost, play something with a play cost of 4 or less. It's going to be a Commandramon, and then next turn we can crack it for 2 memory. But we do have a Pamu in Raising here. We want to start building up our stack. And now the awkward thing is, Commandramon has such high DP thresholds for rookies. If you suspend yourself, you're putting yourself vulnerable for not the most ideal spot a lot of the time. So they could play control if they want to as well. But we do have the Weedmon for 1 memory. And if we're able to Digizorb into a level 5 and then go into a level 6, that's a way to establish a board. But we're going to play the green Memboost. Like we're saying, we just have that green symptom of finding a bunch of the pieces we don't want. And I'm guessing we're missing a 5 here. Now debating what 6 do we really want here, because they both do very different things. Hydra's like probably the main boss monster. Bloomlord's like your closer, so it makes sense to pick up a Hydra if you have to debate between the two. We have a Kazu played down here. He's like that pseudo fixer for D-Brigade. You don't need a full fixer, but getting the cycling from all these effects is really nice. Get a draw 1, pitch 1, pitching the Haguru, check the Hydramon, so we will see the rare Commandramon proc, revealing the top 3 of the deck, playing a Commandramon from among them, and we do get the new Decoy one. And this old starter deck Commandramon will come up 5k. And if you guys heard the doorbell just ring, I'm going to guess that is our EX3 cases here. So now we're seeing we're 3 security away. Realistically, you won't see your guys live that long if he has the level 5. And I think that's the big if right now, because we haven't seen one from any of the tutoring yet pulled. I don't think we have, at least, because I know the Memboost didn't grab one. Honestly, I didn't catch what the Palmon caught earlier. We have Seals Dramon here, passing turn 1 memory. But there we are. We're seeing the board starting to be established a bit. And this is where we can see things be a little rough. Because we know we have the Hydramon in the hand. But we're going over that Sealsdramon. I will agree the hot chocolate does look really good. The marshmallows and the chocolate. Sounds it's if you guys don't know, here in Austin it is freezing for what I'm used to. When I say freezing, I'm talking like 50 degrees. So if y'all are from other parts of US, it may not be that cold for y'all, but we're used to like the 70s and 80s more frequently. It's cold. But right here, like, this is what Bloom Hydra's really good at. You're good at spitting out bodies, going wide, which does leave you vulnerable to various options and deal with removal, especially based on DP. But we do see the Kazu draw one, pitch one. Finding an HPD, which will go to hand, which is a great way to gain extra advantage in green. I know people asked for the Kip cameo earlier. That's the baby cat. This is Nala. She's our fat cat. She likes to pop up on stream every once in a while. But we see a Death X here. There's 4 guys on field. 4 times 3 is 12, making it cost 8. You get a D-Digivolve, and then you're going to pop that whole board. And then we're back in the scenario of this is not a great hand. You got 3 checks coming in. That's just going to be game on the spot. And give a moment. I'll get another game up for y'all. Yeah. Well, hello, cat. You can say hello to everyone. But yeah, that was a very unfortunate. Green definitely did not have great hands there. But starting out with searchers and rookies, like, almost good enough like 90% of the time, but times where it's not good enough is unfortunate. But it's also what happens, like, if you go against an aggressive deck, they just don't brick that much, so they're going to often make it out here. But I know Nico earlier was saying he's building a Melga deck. Let's get some Melga here. So if you want to see how the deck plays, what you can expect, like some ideal combos, ideally we'll see some here. But we already have that promo Garuru in Raising, which is so good in the deck. It helps you enable consistency, find the cards you want, and have the 8 cards you need for your extra check. If you run the Dual Tamer for the extra memory. But we saw the Battle of the Royal Knights in round 1. Round 2 here, we have the Pro Tag and Digimons going against each other. Now, you're going to have to take a seat somewhere. You cannot keep jumping on me. There you go. But we have the Guru X and Raising or Hammer Spark in here. So my thought is we're probably missing the level 5, because the level 5 is such a key card for the deck. So when we play Cool Boy here, one thing you have to be mindful of, Cool Boy will bot deck your promos. The promos are really big in this deck, so you have to give it a second thought before you play them. But it looks like we did have it already, so it wasn't a concern. We're just simply getting set up and trying to make use of our memory. And that's where Kruleboy pushes advantage. If you have your pieces and you aren't searching for them necessarily, just setting up for your next turn. But we got that Gray X in Raising. You have the same blue mat? Is it like a Amazon one? Be my guess. If you have the same mats from Amazon or an Etsy store. Because I don't recall that coming from any box in particular. But we do have the Metal Gray X in Raising. We're not getting the optimal stack built up here on the Gray X's side. But the Melga X can come out and get a lot going for it here. We have the Garuru X, so we have one layer of protection. We have the Sunomon Egg, but I believe it is Gabu X, so it is only a 7k Were-Garuru. But this is like where you assess, like, is this like a scary scenario where you're actually scared of losing your stack? It's like depending on how greedy you are. And it looks like we're being pretty conservative here. We're just going to keep our stack safe. Tutor top 3 with Davis. Pick up the only blue target there. Yeah, Amazon. Yeah, it's funny how you can take wild guesses on that. It's nothing about the mat at all. It's just my guess for where it comes from. It's a nice looking mat. I love the zones when they're actually indicated. You know, unlike all the official Bandai mats they had. Yeah, Kruleboy is a great card in the right scenario. Give me a moment here. I have a judge call. Okay. Sorry, guys. Just a quick question there. But I try to give players privacy when they're asking questions. I don't want them to be afraid to ask them, especially if I'm streaming. Because my main priority is not the entertainment, but I try to make sure these tournaments are well ran. But yeah, like, Kruleboy's great. I love him for his uses. You just gotta be careful of like what you're looking for, what you're trying to do when you place him. Because if you're trying to unbrick yourself, it's gonna be awkward because you bought deck a lot of your cards unless you're Alphamon. But yeah, it looked like we had our Were-Garuru restand, attack with the Were-Garuru, go into Were-X, get our 2 checks. So that's why we're down to 1 security, it looks like now. And Gaiamon doesn't have blocker, which is making it awkward here. Because if Gaiamon had blocker, it'd be a lot better spot as you can deny 1 swing. But it looks like we will go into Melga X for 4 memory. Draw, restand. You don't get the bounce because you don't have the Melga or X ante in source. But the restand does happen regardless. You get a draw for the Garuru for, I think, the 4th time. But then if we have a Blitz Omni, it is game here. Yes, Nala, we see you. we're just going to set up, get another Gabu, 2 stacks. It's going to be hard to deal with. Especially without the BT8 Metal Gray, it's going to be a little rough. But we could potentially see 3 checks and a Blitz Omni from Red's side. So it's not game over yet. We see the Agu coming down. He's probably looking for an Omnimon as well. Got our Greymons we wanted earlier, though. If we have an Agu X, we can extend a bit here. Yep, and we do have an Agu X, so we will get the draw. For Evo, get the reveal the top 3, and if he chooses to proc Cool Boy, he can. Oh, you can barely hear me, sorry. When I sit back a bit, I not in front of the mic as much. I appreciate you letting me know. But yeah, so like, the Agu X here, like, he's trying to tutor for what I imagine is a Blitz Omni here, because it's his, like, best out at the moment. And Cool Boy is optional, so there is no correction if he chooses not to suspend it, but there's no reason not to. So he will suspend it for a draw on the memories. And we see a Gravity Crush to gain 2 memory here. So I think he's trying to go all in with getting a board set up, trying to prevent himself from dying if he can, or finding lethal. Because like I said, Blitz Omni is lethal here. But yeah. Yeah, play another Cool Boy. Get a Gray X. Get a draw. Cool Boy procs again. So we got that second one down now. But regardless, you want to do something with the Gaiomon if you can. But I just don't think there's a direct out from the current board state. Because yes, you have a blocker set up in the form of that Greymon X. But yeah, he's choosing to go for the safe play. Okay, I want to put you down, cat. And we will go into the Metal Gray for 4 memory. Draw, you get to Digivolve one of them, and then pop something with, I think it's like 3k or less. He didn't have the Blitz Omni. He would have if he could, because he had 3 checks on the Gaio. But he was digging hard for it. But having one blocker does help. The one blocker will slow it down a bit. Yeah, so we got the X-Ante option. If we swing security going into Melga X, that will be game because you do... Actually, it won't be because you can prevent the bounce with Gray X. Because Gray X can remove 2 Agus. But he has to block this still, is the issue. Yep, when Digivolving, restand, because you got the option. Bounce a stack. And he's going to remove the 2 rookies, as they aren't really doing much here. And then he's choosing to block, but it restood, so it can just swing for game here. And you're just seeing how close was that Blitz Omni is my guess. Yeah, it was 4 cards deeper. He was digging. He did what he could. It was a really rough spot. But then he said, I got Ice Wall. Yeah, like Melga has lots of answers. The Melga X doing all the bounces, the protection when you swing, super powerful. And I don't think it surprises anyone when the deck performs well too. had a really fast set. I imagine they finished the set from the looks of it, because Melga is really fast. So I will be back, guys. I'll take a quick restroom break. There we go. Yeah, we have plenty of time. So we got plenty of time to watch other games, right? Oh, give me just a moment. Of course, my webcam is not working, so I'll try this out again. Try to pull up. It's not liking my connection here. I'm gonna try rebooting it. There we go. There we go. Appreciate y'all hanging in there with me. Trying my best. And we got just call on table 6. Okay, so quick question for y'all watching. How many cards of EX3 have been errated? Because it comes up and people are like, it doesn't do that. Just gotta read the errata page. That was our issue we had. Just inconsistencies with how it was printed. This set was a little lackluster on quality control, but it was an easy fix. It was an easy fix. Yeah. So we got Blue Flare here. We got a giant Gallim on board Frozen here. We got Takata, so we have Blitz. Yeah, 24 cards. Yeah, it's like 32%. It's crazy. Yeah. Give me just a moment. I'll be right back. Okay, thank y'all for your patience as we are getting round 3 started here. This is potentially the last round depending on how the pairings go. Because we have 3 undefeateds. Let's see, what do we have here? I think this is actually going to be a bit more fun of a match to watch. Hey y'all, you cool if I stream this set? Okay. Okay, guys, this is round 3 of our circuit series. In the background, I got my girlfriend cracking all our EX3 packs so we can get our decks built. I know we've been waiting for a moment. Top, we got Spenspark coming back again. And at the bottom, we have my name, or the name is Satan. Love the screen names. Love the screen names. But I think ideally we want to see like deck perform how we're expecting it to perform. We start with a rookie and raising. We do a Palmon search, and we have some options with Palmon. All of them, I believe, are valid pulls here. And we will pick up the second Palmon, so we can just keep extending our board. We have a great call target. And we hatch a Viximon. Play Blade of the True for 2 memory, drawing 2 cards, because we start with our 5. Playing a purple Mimi for 2, passing the opponent to 1. So with that, I'm probably going to say it is a security control style, deck. Here we get our yellow, we get our purple. And we will see the red Veggie for 1. Card that on paper doesn't seem that great, but then when you realize it is one of the call targets you can use in this deck and it has the great traits, the vanilla becomes like a lot better. So it looks like we're going to pick up the Blossomon here. Then it'll be Setcon's go with 3 memories. And we're just going to put a fixer down for 4, leaving Bloom Lord at 1 memory. So depending on how the builds are, I think both decks have a way to respect each other. Checking Avenge Kid on that first check, though, is just slightly poking and getting damage in, because like you will have to get it in at some point. That's what I'm trying to say. Check a Holy Wave, which is a free recover for Setcon. Going Digizorp into a Blossomon for free, and Digivolve into a Shivamon for 4 memory. All Digimon are suspended, which means options are locked out for security control during this turn. So their only plays they can do are Digimon effectively at the moment. And we're going to see a slammed Dynasmon for 12 memory going to 9 on the opponent's side. Start of turn, restand, trash the top security. Dynasmon will proc. Now there's 10 memory for green to work with here. Which, like, we see the Shiva, which is great against option-heavy decks. But if we check options, it won't really help out. So I think this game plan is to try to suspend your opponent's Mon, go over it with options. Going to use Pamu's effect to suspend itself, to suspend the Dynas. And I believe Shiva is only 12k naturally, so it won't be able to go over it by itself, but it will be able to with any DP buffs. So we see HPD suspending Shivamon, so our next Digivolution will effectively be free. We are going to see the Bloom Lord here. Effectively gain the memory and the suspends. And the baby cat is here. Say hello to everyone, baby cat. She likes to stand on the pile of cards. But Bloom Lord will go over Dynasmon with Piercing. And I believe it is going to be for 3 checks. It's going to be updated to 2 checks now. Purple Kari is checked here. There's just a lot of memory to work with here. So, like, I wouldn't question if we can see another level 6 setup here. But being able to guarantee that they're option locked here is really good too. But options are live because the whole board is not suspended. We do see a Death X played here. There's 4 things on field, making it cost 8. You get a D-Digivolve, you get pop level 4 lowers. The Shiva is gone. So 1 threat is removed. And we get the Argomon memory for restanding what was the Shiva stack here. Now, like, on face value, like, if there's no bad checks, it could just be game. But I think the safe play here is going to be just building up more advantage here. And I got a bot I need to get rid of. There we go. And the first check is a Fly Bullet, which will remove the level 5 Argo stack. We'll see the security check with the Blossom. If we have a Bloom Lord, I believe it is game here because I believe there is a free restand. But seeing it not being played immediately makes me think it probably doesn't have it. Or I'm just misremembering the effect. Yeah, we just have the Bloom for game here. Because there's 2 suspended mons, you can restand them and gain Piercing. So very awkward and quick game 1 against security control here. With Bloom Lord coming on top of game 1. We'll set up game 2 here. But that Shiva tech came in super clutch there. So locking out, I'm guessing, of basically any options to remove anything. As all we really saw there was board setup and removal from the Death X, which is great still. Here, let's ask a question for y'all. But in the end, who do you guys think end up taking the set here? Do you think it is going to be SetCon, or do you think it is going to be Bloom Hydra? The Shiva does make it seem really rough, but if it's only a 1-of, it's going to be hard to consistently get into it. turn 1 Magna, passing over a bunch of memory here. But it looks like we're opting for a safe stack and raising, which I do not blame at all here. And then a Terriermon 4/3. There's not really memory gaining effects, but it is a rookie. And we see a Venusmon for 4. Gonna lock out any Digivolving effects from Spent Spark here for the turn. But the stack is going to be pushed out of raising. Gonna suspend Terriermon to use Agitarmon's main effect, which is not a when attacking or when Digivolving, so it is a valid play here. We see a Sunflowermon for 2 memory, suspending itself to spit out a vegetation, 3k DP or less. Picking up the Hydramon here. It won't have the any when Digivolving effects, but it will have the all turns and any other effects it has. But we will see the green Memboost come here for 3. We see the Weedmon go up for 1, so starting to build up. It makes me question. I don't think we had the level 6 we wanted to use because Agitarmon is out, but we might be able to go into some other things here. We're going to be suspending that Venusmon though for this Amonsanti. And we will see a Fixer put down for 4, putting Spark back to 3 memory. The board is wide though, and we'll probably see some cheap Evo cycling here. But after seeing a board as massive as this is where you're scared of Death X coming down. Because Death X can definitely punish a super wide board. Then using Hydramon's effect, end of turn, bot decking a suspended Digimon. And sources will get trashed. So like a Death X, yes, it could come down here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for 2 memory, de-digivolving and popping everything besides the Hydra stack. But it's not like I guess it would be a pretty big advantage. I wouldn't say it's an instant win, but it is a lot in 1 turn. And we're going to see a slammed Dynasmon here for the 12 memory. But yeah, welcome anyone. If it's your first time here, welcome. I'm Eagle X. This is my webcam circuit This is our third round, potentially final round, because we have 3 undefeated. So we had a early tie, which kind of caused some uneven numbers, and whoever wins this set will determine if we go into round 4. But we play the new Pamu from EX3 suspending. Going into the Cherry. We'll go into a Blossomon for free. Go into a Sunflowermon for 2, using its effect to suspend itself and spit out yet another body, which is a Palmon. And this is where Bloom Hydra just really like takes off, like chaining off, searching effects, and getting cards you want. The Memboos will be cracked. We'll see the Bloomlord come out, but thanks to all the suspended Mons, you're going to see a bunch of memory gaining effects in combination with the Hydramon. You will have a lot, and you got piercing, so you will be able to go over the Dynas. And first check is Blade of the True, drawing 2 cards. See a purple Kari coming down. Third check, Holy Wave, which is a recover. The purple Kari may be suspended. Well, it looks like not getting a suspend here. We are just aggressively going at the security, finding it. Eden's Javelin, drawing a card for every card in hand, minus DP. So we will get rid of that second level 5 stack. And then the Kari proc. And going with security again with the Mushroom on there. So everything is suspended on the field at the moment. But we are at 3 memory if we're able to get into basically another level 6. A lot of different things can happen. The best being a Shiva after you get a level 5. And I think that's what we're going for here. Oh, do they actually play test against each other? I think we just see the pass here. Board this wide and this many high-level digis, it's going to be hard to respond. But there is always a possibility of an out. I just don't think it's going to be super easy here. So we're going to see a Flame Hell Scythe minus 6k on a target Digimon. So it's going to be the Pamu, it looks like. Then you get a call of 6k DP, yellow or purple Digi from Grave. And just making sure it's the EX3 Pamu. It will not block the special summon there. if Spence-Spark ends up taking the game here, this will be the last round of the tournament, as we will have an undefeated. But swing with the rookies first, as they're vulnerable to the most option removals in the game. Flame Hell Scythe minus 6k on the target stack. It's probably going to be the Palmon here, because it's the only one you can remove. And then the call target, there is none, but the purple Kari will be suspended here. And I did not see any Holy Flames insecurity. And if there was, he has the Bloom Lord to get around it. But that is game 2. Spence-Spark taking the set 2-0. Thank you so much for chilling tonight, y'all. I'm going to be hopping off here and just wrapping up the tournament from how it finishes now. But yeah, take care and have a